Good morning, children. Our next topic is e-governance. So, what is e-governance? E-governance or electronic governance is the application of information and technology for delivering government services. So, whenever a government service is provided through electronic media, then it is called e-governance. Like exchange of information, communications, transaction, integration of various standalone systems and services between government to customer or government to business, government to government, as well as back office processes and interactions with the entire government framework is called e-governance. So, e-governance is the integration of information and communication technology in all the processes with the aim of enhancing the government ability to address the needs of general public. So, the application of information technology in government to provide the services to the people is called e-governance. The basic purpose of e-governance is to simplify the processes for all, that is like governments or citizens or in business at national, state and local levels. To simplify the work of citizen, government and business at national level, state level and local level. For that purpose, e-governance has been introduced. In short, it is the use of electronic means to promote good governance. Usage of electronic media to provide good governance. It connotes the implementation of information technology in the government process and functions so as to cause simple, moral, accountable and transparent governance. It entails the access and delivery of government services, dissemination of information in a quick and efficient manner. So, let us see what are the benefits of e-governance. So, the main advantage of e-governance is to improve the current paper-based system. This it turns and save time and money. So, because of e-governance, we do not have to visit government offices. Sitting at home and by using government provided websites, we can perform the functions that can be done by visiting offices. So, the advantages of e-governance are it reduces corruption level because everything is stored digitally. So, it reduces corruption level. Then, it promotes high transparency and accountability. That is, both the government and the citizens are able to view all the data. So, it promotes transparency. Then, growth in GDP. GDP also increases. Then, direct participation of constituents. Then, expanded reach of government as it facilitates better communication between government and business. So, e-governance has a great role to play that improves and supports all tasks performed by the government, department and agencies because it simplifies the task on one hand and increases the quality of work on the other. So there are large number of websites that helps in e-governance. Through these websites we can access the functionality provided by government. Next is e-group. So e-group refers to an online environment where users share common views and ideas come together to meet and discuss topic of interest. Here, group members give their opinion in messages known as posts, which are posted on a common location known as discussion board. Two popular e-groups are www.google.com.groups.com and www.yahoo.com/groups. It is also known as online clubbing because it provides an opportunity for like-minded users to exchange their views on any topic of interest. So let us see the advantages of e-groups. The advantages of e-groups are flexible, leveling, documented, reflection, limitless. So e-groups are flexible because it is accessible 24/7 anywhere as long as there is an internet connection. Then leveling. E-groups encourage usually shy people to speak up and say as much as they want, while those who are usually outgoing cannot interpret. Next is documented. Unlike verbal communication, online discussions can be revisited and can be stored for a long time. Then reflection. E-group members are given a lot of time to reflect or think about what they say about an idea or a issue because they share their thoughts. Then limitless. There are no boundaries as to where the discussions can go. Next topic is social networking. So, social networking is an internet-based program to form communities, to interact with friends, family, customers, clients, etc. You may share pictures, videos, updates, opinion on some event, etc. Some social networking websites are Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Instagram, etc. In 2013, a study showed that 79% of all adults in United States had at least one social networking profile, and about 2.1 billion people in the world have social media accounts. So social networking is defined as a chain of individuals and their connections. Chain of individuals and their connection is called networking. 6degree.com is the first social networking website and it was created in 1997. 6degree.com is the first social networking website and it was created in 1997. The purpose of social networking is to make connection with your friends, family, relatives and clients. Social networking can occur for both social and business purpose. Social networking is also known as social networking website or social website. So, what are the advantages of social networking? So, the advantages of social networking are: first one, connectivity. People from anywhere in the world can stay connected with anyone through social networking sites. It provides an opportunity to widen business contacts. Then, free advertising. Social networks could be easily utilized to market products or services, and cost effective strategies and campaigns that can create vital results. It expands market research, implements marketing campaigns, delivers communications, and directs interested people to specific websites. Then, disadvantages of social networking. It opens up the possibility for hackers to commit fraud and launch spam and virus attacks. It reduces family closeness. Then, it decreases face-to-face communication skill. Then, it potentially results in lost productivity, especially if employees are busy updating profiles. They will become lazy to do their other work. It gives people a license to hurt someone's feelings and emotions through harsh words. Then there are certain acronyms which are used in social sites. So acronyms are some shortcuts of words or sentences that are used frequently to communicate on internet. So some of the most frequently used words acronyms are ASAP, which means as soon as possible. Then hand, HAND, have a nice day. Then BTW, by the way. Then CUL, catch you later. CYM, BFN, bye for now. Then UR for your, U2 for you too. THX for thanks. TC for take care. Then TTFN for Tata for now. OIC for OIC. Then next one is emoticons. The word emoticon is derived from two words, emotion and icon. Emoticons are the pictures that depict different human emotions such as smiling, sad, yelling, crying, and angry. We use emoticons to communicate our feelings and emotions. So, let us see few emoticons. So, this represents happy face, first one, then a colon, a slash, and a closing brace, happy face with a nose. Then below that, laughing face, then a winking face, then surprise or shock, then this one, sad face, then sad face with a nose, then XT, laughing hard, then being tired, then angry, yelling. Okay, thank you children. Find out these answers of this fill in the blanks and write it in your notebook.